to the first video for Elite Youth Classical Coaching. My name's Emma and I'm the Director of Eycc. I also dance professionally for Melbourne City Ballet and I write dance blogs at breakthebar.com. I'm so excited to be sharing some tips and tricks for dancers, and today I'll be showing you some daily conditioning exercises for ballet dancers. So we've just finished the mid-year school holidays and I had so many students asking me the best way to stay fit during the break. These exercises are a really great way to help you during the school holidays or any kind of break, just because they're a great way to keep your muscles stretched and strengthened, but without being too fatiguing, because it's really important to also give your body some time to recover during a break. I also see a lot of students getting frustrated because they're not improving quickly enough or as much as they would like to, and so these exercises are targeting some frequently seen weak areas of the body, especially for younger students who are still growing. So by practicing these daily conditioning exercises, you'll hopefully be able to see much more improvement and overall strength in your dancing. I'm joined today by Michaela, who is a full-time student at Melbourne City Ballet, and she's going to show some exercises for me today. Michaela's 13 years old and she works at an intermediate level, so the repetitions that we do today will be based on her level. Exercise number 1 is a deep rotator exercise. So I'm going to get you to go on all fours. And we're going to use a TheraBand. And what we're going to do is tie the TheraBand around one ankle. So if you're alone, you can tie the TheraBand around the leg of a bar or the leg of a table if you're at home. Or if you have somebody with you, then they can pull the TheraBand outwards, which is really helpful. Alright, so in this exercise, I'm going to hold this pulling the TheraBand out, and then I want you to really focus on engaging your deep rotator, and I want you to pull your foot in towards the other foot. Really slowly and carefully, that's it. I'm really trying to engage the deep rotator and switch off the glute max and the hamstring. That's it, good. Good, so about 10 repetitions of this, but making sure they're really good repetitions, really careful. Good, and then we would do that on both sides as well. Exercise number 2 is going to be clams, which again is targeting our deep rotators and then also targeting your lower glute max and glute med. So this is really helpful for hip stability as well as controlling your rotation. So if you can lie on the floor, maybe facing this way with your head at this end. And sorry, before you lie down, I'll get you to sit knees up, hip width apart, and then tie the TheraBand around, making sure you keep a gap here so that there's not too much resistance. And make sure the knots are not too tight because it's really hard to undo later on. In this position, making sure that your hips are going straight up and down, they're not rocking back or rocking forward, and then making sure that your feet are in line with your hips so they're not too far forward of the body and they're not too far behind. Yeah, maybe bend your knees up just a little bit more, that's it. And then also engaging your abdominals so that we're not sitting out onto the floor, we're really lifted, and then a long spine position. Okay, in this position, I want you to just lift up this top knee really carefully, trying to engage again that lower glute muscle, good, and then resisting to close. Good, make sure you breathe, inhale to open, and exhale to close. Good, we'll do 8 repetitions of this. Okay. For the next repetition of this, just extending onto that exercise, we're going to lift the feet up off the floor, and then we're going to do 8 clams in this position. So still lifting the top knee, really trying to engage the lower glute muscles, keeping the hips really square, resisting to open and resisting to close each time. And we'll do 8 repetitions here as well. Good, and then the final extension of this exercise, we're going to keep the feet where they are, and this time we're going to lift the leg in parallel, so the feet won't stay together. This one will lift up and the knee will lift up, but we're not turning out. Yeah, staying in parallel. And we're going to do 8 repetitions in that position as well. Good, and then we would turn around, flip around, do it on the other side as well. Okay, exercise number 3, we're doing calf rises, and we're going to use the TheraBand for extra resistance to really target the lower calf, which is what we need for controlling point work and controlling landings in a leg row. Alright, so you can tie your TheraBand around the bar, into coup de pied, but just in parallel, and then really staying lifted up out of this hip and through the lower abdominals. And now with the TheraBand pulling resistance outwards, I want you to resist against that with your ankle when you rise up, so just rise up for me, and making sure you're not pulling out towards the TheraBand, you're trying to pull inwards against it, making sure the ankle's in a really straight line, and control coming down. Good. So we'll start with 10 repetitions of this, and then if you've built up enough strength, you can build up to 16 on each side. Alright, good. So now I want you to flip around to face the front, and you can just put your hands on the bar behind you. So this way the TheraBand's pulling the resistance the opposite way. So now it's pulling your ankle inwards. So when you rise up, I want you to think about pulling your ankle outwards against the TheraBand. Rising lower abdominal strong. Good. So not so far that you're into a sickle. Make sure the ankle's going really straight. Good. So again, 10 repetitions here, and then building up to 16. Alright, so then you can just swap legs, so the other leg is inside the band. And then we would do the same thing on this foot, so pull in one way and then flip around to pull the opposite way, and 10 either side. Okay, our fourth exercise today is going to be pliés on the Bosu ball, and this is for ankle stability. So again, it's really important if you're training on point to have strong muscles supporting your ankle and supporting your footwork. And then it's also, again, going to help you for your allegro and just general stability in the center. So, Michaela, I'm going to get you to jump onto the Bosu ball and just one hand on the bar. So you're going to stand one foot turned out and then the other foot in coup de pied. So make sure you're really centered on the Bosu ball so that your weight, that's it, is going straight down the center. And then I want you to practice just arm in first, and we're just going to plie, making sure the knee is really over the toe, and then stretch. Coming back to really over the toe, keep your weight forward, that's it, and plie, and stretch. Good, so I would do about 6 of these with the hand on the bar, and then when you're feeling strong, you can test and try and take your hand off the bar. So maybe test now for me, see if you can do a plie with your hand off the bar. You can use it as much as you need to. That's it, try and keep your foot in coup de pied, attach to the ankle, good. Good, hard, yeah? So the shaking just means that it's a little bit weak, yeah? Which is really normal. I shake as well when I do this. It's just talking about the strength in the ankle and the lower leg. Okay, we'll flip around and try on the other side. So once you try 6 with your hand on the bar, you can then try about 6 trying to have your hand off the bar as well. Okay, lastly for our daily conditioning, we're going to have a really gentle stretch. So once your muscles are warm, you can get the most benefit out of your stretch. If your muscles are cold, they're not going to be long enough to stretch and really improve your flexibility. Okay, so just onto the floor on your knees, and then I'm going to have to put one leg out in front of the other in a flex. That's it, and then I want you to make sure your pelvis is straight up over your knees, so weight a little bit forward. That's it, good. And then this knee is really engaged, lower abdominals are engaged, and then square hips. So this is for your hamstring, and I just want you to hold it a really gentle position, and then you can, if you're feeling strong, you can breathe in, breathe out, and go a little bit further. Good. So as long as you're really warm, I would hold this for around about 15 seconds. And then after you've held this, you can try bending this front knee, and then that'll target deeper up into the hip. Can you feel that? Good. And then I would hold this one for around about 15 seconds as well. And then we can do the other side as well. Good. The next stretch I want you to do is a hip flexor stretch. So you're going to come straight onto 2 knees and then just take one knee out, making sure it's really straightforward and parallel. Then I want you to think about tucking your pelvis under, and then we're going to bend and lean slightly forward. Good. Then I want you to take this arm up into 5th and just slightly twist and lean away, and you should feel a deep stretch down through the hip flexor and in the psoas as well. about 15 seconds. But we're not going too intense. I don't want you to feel any sort of pain in the hip flexor. It should just be a gentle stretch. Then we can do the other leg. Good. Alright, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that we helped you to understand the benefit of daily conditioning. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the Eycc channel for more videos and keep up to date with my blogs at breakthebar.com, because as with this video, I'll often be writing more in depth on there about some of the things that you see here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!